Welcome back to Clooney Garage. Fred here. Long awaited episode today. Mods on the VE SS. We're doing over the radiator intake. We've got our new X4 system on. We'll take you through everything we're going through step by step. Stick with us. It's going to be a great episode. So it's raining today. We're getting inspiration from our Monaco legend, the great Ayrton Senna, rounding up old Nigel Mansell there. That's going to be Fred and Frankie in a couple of weeks around Wakefield. Speaking of Frankie, come and check out this village idiot. But before we do that, I want to raise a bit of an alarming issue we have here on the channel. 88% of you guys are watching our videos and you aren't subscribers. Now's your opportunity. Check on the bar below, click subscribe, click that little bell, get your notification, and you're going to get all the content from Clooney Garage to your device. All right, let's get stuck into it. Let's all go. As I mentioned, partner in crime, here he is. He's a man of few words. But Frankie, what are we doing to start with this over there radiator intake? What's our first step here?
I'm guessing we've got to remove a couple of the factory pieces.
Yep.
Which shouldn't be too hard, and get that out of the way.
Righto.
Undo our radiator and lay it back a little bit.
And as we mentioned in another episode, Frankie's already replaced the radiator, so we sort of know how the mounts work. And the trick with an over the radiator intake is you've got to get that radiator pushed back. You've got to put some different brackets in. You've got to reuse a whole bunch of screws. But the first thing you've got to do is you've got to get your MAF sensor off, get rid of the old airbox, get rid of the intake. Let's start filming, show the first steps. So we've gone with a VCM over the radiator intake, and these ones come as it connects to the throttle body there with their own MAF, but we're going to reuse our MAF from our airbox, and hopefully that'll eliminate any error codes and throw in check engine lights. But we'll get our factory one off and transplant it onto our VCM. So I've just swapped our MAF sensor off that come off with the aftermarket VCM. I've transplanted our original OEM one. And as I mentioned, hopefully that gets us out of any dramas with any error codes. Have a look what Frankie's doing now. These are a bit tricky, and you've got to reuse all your nuts and bolts here. So they're a couple, I think the 10mm bolts go on the back of the condenser. We need to pull them off because that's where the brackets are going to mount onto. And there's a set of other black bolts going to the top of the brackets. We'll show you the brackets in a second. Okay, so our new brackets are in for the OTR, and it's pushed the radiator back. You'll see over here as well. And we've just reused the bolts that sit on the back of those brackets. Here, they go through that hole there, and we've got those captive nuts on the back where the compressor sits as well. So, we're getting ready to put the OTR on now. All right, the over the radiator intake is on. This was a tricky little bit here, getting that over top of the throttle body. That's in. We're not going to worry about infill panels, are we, Frankie?
I don't care, no.
No, I don't think this is designed for aesthetics, just quietly. That's why it's called the snot box. Now, one thing we do have to do here, we had to do a bit of Fred and Frankie ingenuity here on the breather hose. That's in. A lot of people talk about these mass airflow sensors are really hard to get through, and there's a bit of tightness on that cable there, but we sorted that. That's connected. So let's see if we can start it, get an engine light. What do you reckon, Frankie?
Kick it in the guts, Barry.
Kick it in the guts, Barry. Let's do it. Kick it in the guts, Barry. Well, she starts. That's a good sign. Sounds okay. No massive leaks. Is there an engine light?
There certainly is.
Well, we sort of figured that because we had an engine light earlier with the radiator install, but we're going to have to clear that. Sounds like it's a soft coat anyways. We're going to go for a little drive and let's see if we get any induction noise out of this. Before we do that, we're going to get the car up on jacks, show this new X-Force exhaust, because Frankie couldn't wait. He bloody bolted it up without me. Let's go have a look. All right, OTR is on. It starts. No major issues. Have a look at the bang-up job that Frankie has done on these wheels. These are Bathurst specials now, apparently, according to Frankie. So, Frankie, you've been very busy. What have you got? What's this black thing? Where'd you get this from?
Oh, good old mate who supplied the catback exhaust. Also had a hard lid.
Oh, stop it.
He had a written off black VE, and so I thought a hard lid would look nice on this.
Yep.
And got the catback, which we'll show you in a sec.
Righto.
Unfortunately, the extractors, X-Force extractors, are coming from Victoria, and Australia Post has been delayed, so we can't fit them today, which is a bit of a pity.
Yeah, and she's still a touch quiet as well. So
Very quiet.
Very quiet. It's not really our standard here at Clooney Garage, but hey, we're on our way here. Let's go have a look at these exhausts. So this is an X-Force system, second hand, and it's a twin 2.5 inch. Is this a Varex system, Frankie, or what's the model?
Not the Varex. Must be just their quietest street stainless 2.5 system.
Catback, yeah. Well, this will do the job because there's plenty more goodness coming when we get the headers. We like to modify headers. We're quite good at that, but that's all good. So we're going to go for a quick drive around the block. We're going to see if we get any more induction noise out of this bad girl. And obviously the tune won't be any different. If anything, it's probably going to run a fraction lean, but it won't be in the dangerous territory. We'll be right. And yeah, we're really looking forward to the power it puts out. There's quite a few guesses at the moment. And we've got a new part of Clooney Garage we're going to share with you where we capture our power times. So have a look at that in a second. So our remaining mods on the exhaust side of things are different headers, and if you can have a look here are the standard VE. It looks like they're cast iron, probably don't have performance in mind, these things, and apparently that rear one up the back there is a real pain, that bolt, but we'll soon get that off. So we've gone with X-Force headers as well, and that should mate up quite nicely to our new system that Frankie's just put in. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, Australia Post can send it to us, and we'll get those headers in hopefully next weekend. Okay, so we're about to go for a little drive, and Frankie has told me that he's done some modifications to the interior. Let's have a look. Where'd the bloody carpet go?
Well, she was covered in minty juice there.
Oh, right.
And I needed to panel beat the roof, so we've taken the...
Oh, geez, the headline is missing.
We took the little piece behind the bulkhead out.
Oh, yeah.
And bits of the console were just falling apart. So previous owner did a fantastic job with
yes,
cable tying that together.
I would imagine you'd found some dice and maybe some litres of Red Bull in here.
Yeah,
Frankie?
couple of items which are interesting. Yeah.
Right. This floor looks a bit racy, a bit serious. Got a fire extinguisher. This thing looks like it's headed for the track. All right, let's take this thing out on the road and let's see what sort of silliness we get up to. Kick it in the guts, Barry. Oh yes, that's 6 litres of General Motors finest there. Let's go for a little drive. All right, we're cruising in the snot box. That's how we do it. Definitely sounds a bit different. More induction noise, a bit throatier. I'll show you a bit of a pull up here as well. All right, so we're back for a little drive. It goes all right, the old snot box. It's starting to come together. Frankie's still bumping out all that hail, bit by bit. Seat covers are in, OTR's in, wheels are done, exhaust is half done, isn't it, Frankie? Still,
Yeah, we haven't broken it yet, so
nah,
we'll get there.
that's it. Hope you liked today's episode, guys. This one's been in the planning for a while, and we've had a while of a time doing the episode. We've learned a bit. We now know how to put our own OTR on. Exhaust is in, and no, we're pretty confident. And thanks for watching. Check our next episode. And also, I need to unveil the final bit before we sign off today. Check this out. Now, it can't be an episode of Clooney Garage without a dog or two. We've had Cavaliers, and this little girl here is Mackenzie. Mackenzie! Now, she's a little cavoodle, and she's a real little princess. Little star on the show, aren't you, Kenzie? Kenzie, flap your ears. Kenzie! Good girl. Oh, she's a beautiful little girl. She makes spending time out here in the garage a lot of fun. All right, So at Clooney Garage, we borrow a few ideas off other channels and TV shows, and at Top Gear, they've got their leaderboard where the Stig, does all the lap times of cars. We've got our power leaderboard, so come and check this out, Frankie. This is the Snotbox power chart, and all our guesses so far from all our YouTube subscribers on where they think the Snotbox is going to end up with the OTR and exhaust and the headers. And look at this bloke here, bloody lowballing us, this character. I think this guy might be a fraction optimistic, but we'll soon see. And I think Frankie and I are estimating somewhere in the middle here. We're going to hedge our bets, but again, we're not going to, it's not up to us to guess the power, because then we could tickle the tune and win our own competition, which we're not going to do. On that note, don't do it for Dale, do it for Brocky. Catch you later.